And are we? I think we're good. Good morning, beloveds. Nothing like an appliance delivery to make you clean your garage. We were putting the bikes away this morning and I looked at the garage and I went, you know what? Because they can deliver from 8 o'clock in the morning to 8 o'clock at night tomorrow. We have no idea. And so we were like, yeah, we probably should shift some stuff in the garage. Because one of the things they're going to deliver is a washing machine. And very likely, so we bought a washing machine and a dishwasher. And they're probably going to take the dishwasher through the garage into the kitchen. Because that would be the easiest. Well, I say that. All the doors in my house are random sizes. So we'll see. Because we brought a table in that we actually had to take into the backyard and bring it through the back door because the back door was bigger than the front door. Yeah. So, okay. So we are starting a new book today. We are starting Your Spiritual Power. Now, what this is a collection of inspirational writings. The first chapter is called Immortality. And there's a dedication and a foreword, and then it launches into it. And I looked at the dedication, and I looked at the foreword, and they're worth reading. So we're going to read those, and then we'll read a couple of pages into that. And we'll be in Immortality for a little bit. And then we'll go from there. So some of these are out of print. They've been pulled from a variety of sources. So it's just a nice little collection of Ernest Holmes' works. Immortality has the dedication, the foreword, Immortality, the journey of the soul, and the epilogue. It's all of 40 pages. So it should take us, roughly a week, because we'll see. And then it's Your Invisible Power, which is one of the little books he put out. And What Religious Science Teaches, Prayer and Prosper, Discover a Richer Life, Living Without Fear, Think Your Troubles Away. And each one of those is broken down into chapters. So we'll title it as well as we can to keep this straight and go from there. So, but I guess I should do the housekeeping first since I've gotten into the habit of doing that first. And all that is me reminding you that we are Creative Life Spiritual Center. The website is creativelife.org. The constant contact email, info@creativelife.org. That lets you know what's going on for the week and the month. The hot links are hot, and it's a blind CC, meaning nobody's going to see your email. You won't end up on anybody else's email list because of us. And I say it's one email a week because it's a real person doing it. He doesn't have time for more than that, but we do live in hurricane country. So that would be about unless something unusual happens, i.e. hurricanes, you're only going to get one a week. So don't worry about us flooding your email box. We just don't have time for that. And I also want to mention the social media just from the standpoint of, we don't monetize the social media. We don't want to deal with the ads any more than you do. So what we ask you to do instead is to like, subscribe, follow the pages based on which platform it is, and then engage with the individual posts, which then helps bump us in the algorithms. So when I say engage with the individual posts, comment on them, react to them, share them. You can also share the pages. So please feel free to do that. And we are Creative Life Spiritual Center or Creative Life Spark, and I'm the running Rev Ryan on the social medias that I am on. So if you could do that, that would be great. So, okay. Now we are going to launch into Your Spiritual Power, starting with Immortality. And this is the dedication. And just because I glanced at it, and it's poetry. So I was like, all right, let's read the dedication. To comfort them that mourn, to bring light into the house of those who have lost the way, to gladden the heart of the sorrowful, to bring peace to the mind disturbed, to fill the vacant chair and complete the family circle, to the cup, that the cup may again be filled with wine and the table spread with joy, to dry the tears of grief and still the heart of doubt, to bring strength to the weak and gladness to those who sit in lonely places, that a new song may be upon the lips, and a new hope may flood the soul with peace. These pages are affectionately dedicated to all who would believe in eternity. That's the dedication. The foreword: life is a school which all must attend. The same intelligent being in each. It is the task and high privilege of the individual to so develop their God-given powers that they shall not remain in the kindergarten, but may, by practical use of the lessons learned in this grade, lessons of the need of manifesting love, joy, harmony, peace, and poise, go on to each advancing grade, ever increasing in the knowledge and understanding of the one who is in all, over all, and through all. That the event called death shall be an open door to a grade beyond this plane, where they will continue to expand throughout all eternity. And that is Anna Columbia Holmes, which I believe is Ernest Holmes' niece. Ernest had a whole bunch of brothers, so yeah. All right, so now we are launching officially into immortality. Whew. Never the spirit was born, the spirit shall cease to be never. Never was time, it was not. End and beginning are dreams. Birthless and deathless and changeless remaineth the spirit forever. Death hath not touched it at all. Dead through the house of its seams. Dead through the house of its seams. Okay. Nay, but as one who layeth their worn out robes away and taketh, and taking new ones saith, these will I wear today. So putteth by the Spirit lightly its garb of flesh, and passeth to inherit a resident afresh. That is from the song Celestial. He is not the God of the dead, but the God of the living, for all live unto him, which is a saying of Jesus. It looks like some of these are quotes that he pulled from other places and some of them that he wrote, just so you know, because they're little individual little sayings here. Oh, okay. Hang on. You know what? I'm going to get a drink of water. Let's see. Immortality means to the average person that humanity shall persist after the experience of physical death, retaining a full recollection of themselves and the ability to recognize others. If their full capacities go with them beyond the grave, they must be able to think consciously, to reason, will, affirm, declare, accept, reject, know and be known, communicate and be communicated with. They must be able to travel about, see and be seen, understand and be understood. They must be able to touch, taste, smell, hear, cognize, and realize. In fact, if they are really to continue as a self-conscious personality, they can do so only to the degree that they maintain a continuous stream of conscious self-knowing. Okay. And what that reminds me of is I read The Afterlife of Billy Fingers. And if you haven't read it, it's really amazing. It's a book written by a woman who's lost her brother. Her brother was a drug addict and just never quite got his life together. And he was significantly older than her. And she adored him. And when he died, it just kind of really took her out. And he came back and visited her numerous times. And the reason for that was to tell her about the experiences that he was having. And all of that he just said in that paragraph is the experiences that her brother was relating to her. It was an incredible book. I really, really, really enjoyed it. I believe it was called The Afterlife of Billy Fingers. Okay, so here's another one. This means that they must carry with them a complete remembrance, for it is to the remembrance alone that we must look for a link that binds one event to another, making life a constant stream of self-conscious expression. To suppose that a person can forget and still remain themselves is to suppose that they could cut off the entire past and at this moment be the same personality that they were a moment ago. Remembrance alone guarantees personality. Individuality might remain without remembrance, but not so with personality. For what we are is a result of what we have been, the result of what has gone before. And there's a whole lot of research on that with amnesia. So, he's not just whistling Dixie here. Let's see. I'm going to go with humanity then. If they are to have an immortality worthy of the name, must continue as they are now beyond the grave. Death cannot rob them of anything if they are immortal. And that is, so I'm guessing this must have come from The Science of Mind, page 226. Yep, and then he's going to launch it. I don't know. We're just going to get through this. So I guess so that came from the Science of Mind textbook. And then I think he's about to comment on it because he says, to me, immortality means the continuity of the individual life forever and ever expanding. I wish to feel when the experience of physical death shall occur, that which I really am will continue to live beyond the grave. I wish to feel that I shall again meet those friends whose lives and influence have made my life happy while on earth. Most of us have as many friends on one side of the grave as on the other, and we hope to see them again. We hope to talk to them, to feel their presence, to commune with their souls. With Tennyson, we all like to feel, so I'm going to guess right here he's about to quote Tennyson, "Thou wilt not leave us in the dust. Thou madest man, he knows not why. He thinks he was not made to die, and thou hast made him, thou art just." And that says in memorandum. So maybe that's a quote from Tennyson? I don't know. Ernest doesn't always cite his sources. But he says, before that little passage, with Tennyson, we all like to feel, and then it says in memorandum. So I bet if you go look up in memorandum, Tennyson, that's part of Tennyson's work. Okay. I believe, now we're back to Ernest Holmes. I believe that personality persists beyond the grave, and that when I say personality persists, I mean that after the experience of physical death, I shall know and be known. If I could not believe this, I would believe in nothing in life. Life would have no meaning, and death could not be untimely unless it were long delayed. It would be an event to be devoutly longed for and sought after. What? Okay, let's see. Okay. Ernest is weird. I'm going to let that paragraph go. If there is anyone who standing at the briar of a loved one could possibly feel that the real end has come, it is useless to say that their influence lives after them. Of course, their influence lives after them, but we hope for more than this. We wish to feel that they still live. How can anyone feel otherwise? It would be unthinkable. And there's an author that I love called Terry Pratchett. What he says is that no one truly dies until the ripples they've made in the world fade out. I mean, there are pharaohs in Egypt that we still talk about today. So, okay. Whew. I think I'm going to finish this page and then we'll start on page 11 tomorrow. I cannot base my hopes of immortality on the revelation of anyone but myself. So far as I am concerned, nothing can exist to me unless I am aware of it. I believe in the life, the teachings and the works of the beautiful Jesus, apparently the most glorious soul who ever trod this earth. But I cannot believe in immortality simply because the Christian Bible tells me that Jesus was raised from among the dead. I was not an eyewitness to the fact. How should I love to have been? But unfortunately, I was not. The incident is supposed to have happened nearly 2,000 years ago, and some mistake might have been made in the record. I do not wish to shock anyone by such remarks, but I can speak only what I feel. While I believe in other people's revelations, I am sure only of my own. All right, Ernest. The poets have always sung of the immortality of the soul, and the saints and the sages of the ages have told us that the story of the eternal existence, but I must know for myself. We have been told that immortality might mean the result of a person's life and work which they have left behind. For instance, that they immortalize themselves in their offspring. But we still ask, what of the person? The idea of the acorn becoming an oak tells me nothing of true immortality, for the poor little acorn is lost in the shuffle. I am told by many that the individuality might persist beyond the grave, but not personality. That is, that no remembrance can accompany the perpetuation of the individual stream of consciousness. But I am not one with such thought. And I'm going to stop there. Because I don't know where else to go. So we're going to start on page 11. I don't know why they decided to start with immortality. That's kind of a weird choice for this book. But this is where we are. This is what we're doing. And we'll go from there. So it looks like it's a collection of Ernest, some of his own work, some of his, it looks like commentary on his own work. And then he's pulling in some poets, because there's another place in there where he's quoting another poet. So that is what we are getting into. But I will, when I read that last comment, one of the things, when I was in ministerial school, I didn't need the class, but they weren't going to teach it again. And I was like, you know what? Amit Goswami taught a class on reincarnation. And I was like, I can't not take that class. So I took the class on reincarnation. And it was really interesting. And one of the things one of the images that I walked away with this idea of reincarnation, of immortality, is that we are not the pearls in a string of pearls. We are the thread that runs through the pearls, and the pearls represent the individual lives. Now, if you have read anything by Ernest definitely believes that we continue on. He doesn't necessarily believe in reincarnation per se. He doesn't believe that we come back here, because he's like, I've done what I've done. I did what I came to do here. I'm going to move on. Which is kind of like, not Ernest Holmes, C.S. Lewis in, if you read The Last Battle, it's further in and further up. So that's what Ernest kind of believed. We continue to spiral upwards, and continue. But like I said, I did kind of, we're not the string of pearls. Those are the individual existences, experiences, whatever you want to call them. We're the thread that runs through the pearls. So, your spiritual power, immortality. Who knew? All right, now I'm going to encourage you to have a great day, a wondrous day, a fantastic day, a magical day, an enchanted day, a wonderful day, an awesome day, an amazing day, a take care of yourself day, a who knows what we have gotten into day, a cuddle your fur babies day, a clean out your garage day, a you got this day, a it'll all work out for the best day, a let's start wrapping this week up day, a I don't have any idea because I'm just day. And that's okay day. Have a silly day. Have a good laugh day. A know who you are day. I think it's a just starting out day. A good day. And if that is too much pressure, simply have a day. You are enough. Just as you are. You are a beloved expression of the divine. You are spirit in motion, God in action, a brilliant light, a divine spark, a beautiful masterpiece and a work in progress at the same time at your own pace. Very important part of that statement. And as Reverend Jesse likes to call us, you are a godling. So, explore the truth of your being. Get to know who the divine knows you to be. Because the divine knows you to be good. And from there, anything is possible. All right, beloveds. Reverend David should be on around 5 p.m. with you. I should be back with you around 9-ish tomorrow. Take care of yourself. Know that you are loved, and I will see you next time.